Hello everyone, welcome to day 11th of September Lead Code Challenge, and today's question is maximum product subarray. You are given an array in this question and you have to identify the maximum product that can be formed using any subarray from this array. That's it. So this is pretty straightforward question. So let's go through the slideshow that I have created, maximum product subarray. So the algorithm considers three possible cases. So let's go through each of the case one by one. And for the first case, we have all the positive elements in the array. The maximum product can be obtained by multiplying all the positive numbers. So what it means is you receive 10, then you receive 2. So you maintain a variable which uh, keeps track of the product of the numbers that has been visited so far and find the maximum out of it. So 10, 20, and then comes 400. So sorry, it's 400. So here the maximum product was 10, then becomes 20, and then becomes 400. So you kept track of the maximum product so far in the array and multiplied the current element to generate the newer value. Let's talk about case 2 where all the elements are negative or few of them are negative. Here you have to keep track of the minimum value. Let's go through the case, then I'll tell you how. So this is minus 10, then comes minus 2. So minus 10 and minus 2, when you multiply you get 20, and then comes minus 20. So minus 20, 20 when into minus 20 gives you minus 400. So minus 400, and then when you multiply minus 400 into minus 40, then it gives you 16,000. So here you will observe that you have to keep track of the minimum so far, because you don't know whether the next element will be positive in nature or negative in nature. If it is positive in nature, then it won't be one of the contenders, since previous value was negative and it's positive, so it won't make any uh, contendership. But however, if it is negative in nature, then previous negative value into the current negative value will give you a positive value, which will turn out to be a contender for the maximum product subarray. Hence, you need to keep track of the minimum so far that has been visited in your array. So let's talk about case 3 now. In case 3, we have 10, minus 2, and 20. Note in this case, the value of the current node act as one of the answer to your maximum product question. So how? Let's talk about this. So it's 10. 10 into minus 2 is minus 20. Since it's negative in nature, it won't be a contender for it. If you multiply it with 20, then it will be minus 400, and hence it's gone. It's not it's a lower value. Hence, you need to also consider the value itself at that node to be one of the possible contender. So let's summarize the algorithm. The algorithm says you need to keep track of the maximum so far, minimum so far, and these are the three possible values that will be the contender for the maximum product till the ith element. Maximum so far into the current element, which was stated in case 1. Minimum so far into the current element for the negative case. Previous one is negative and current also turns out to be negative, which will result in a higher value, and which will make this complete value as one of the contender, and the current value itself. So these are the three possible contenders for the maximum product at each iteration in the array. So let's quickly code it up. So defining the max so far, keeping so that's to keep track of the maximum value that have been visited so far. Nums of 0, min so far, integer res for storing the result, nums of 0, and let's iterate through the array. Integer I equals to 1, I is less than nums dot length I plus plus, and let's update maximum so far variable. So maximum so far will be equal to math dot max. What is the current value? Let's store the current value. El equals to nums of I. So El will be one of the contender, as we discussed in this presentation. Max dot math dot max El into max so far, as mentioned in the first case, El into min so far, and similarly we'll update We'll update the values for the minimum part. Min so far will be equal to math.min el will be one of the contender, el into max so far into min so far. You just need to be a little cautious here. You can't use this value because it might have got updated, so you need to create a copy of it. Integer copy of max so far equals to max so far, and you will use this here instead of this value because it might have got updated in this process. And now let's update the result. Result would be equal to math.max res comma max so far. So this will give us the desired result and returning the result. Finished, it's correct. Let me just submit the code. Accepted. Thanks for watching the video, and let's talk about the time complexity here. So the time complexity is order of n as you're iterating through the array once, and the space complexity is constant space because we have only taken three variables which held you devise the algorithm. So the space complexity is order of 1, and the time complexity is order of n. Thank you.